Salut! So, I said in my intro that I hope you fall in love with ReVerbs, and I love them so much because they are the simplest of, and I mean that sincerely. And if verbs come easily to you, you're all like, well, madame, they're all easy. And some of you are like, I have never caught on to this whole conjugating thing. Well, please go back and read the pages that come before, and hopefully it makes sense. And we do conjugate verbs in English. If no one's ever said that to you, we do conjugate in verbs in English. Otherwise, let's see, let's do a sentence without a conjugated verb. I, um, let's see, I, to be, to explain, to conjugate verbs, rather than I am going to explain, conjugating verbs. We conjugate verbs in English. Every single sentence has conjugated verbs in it. Every single sentence does. And our conjugations are pretty regular for the most part, but we do have irregular verbs. If if we didn't have irregular verbs, we'd be saying I be, you be, he bees instead of I am, you are, he is. However, most of our verbs are drop the to, which makes verbs infinitives, and we add an s in the third person singular, the he and she form. For example, I smile, you smile, he, she, it smiles. We smile, you smile, they smile. But then we have I be, you be, he bees. I am, you are, he is, she is. Same with the verb to have. I have, you have, he has. I have, you have, he has, she has. So we do have irregular verbs. So don't be just thinking that it's all about French being goofy in the verbs. Italian conjugates so heavily that they don't even need to use the pronouns. Each one is so unique they can drop the pronouns off. Spanish has some that they can drop because they're always different enough. But French, remember, everything sounds so much alike that they can't do that even when it's spelled differently. So, our reverbs. They're awesome sauce, let me tell you. And I'm trying to move my cursor and it's not on that screen. Okay, so same pronoun chart. Je, tu, il est long. Nous, vous, il, elle. Okay, look. Je, tu, il est long. It doesn't have the on here. Nous, vous, il, elle. Je, tu, il est long. Nous, vous, il, elle. First three are singular, last three are all plurals. I, you, he, she, one or thou. We, you, y'all, they. Okay? And we drop off the RE from the end because that's the second step and we're left with that stem. And this is the verb vendre, to sell, like a vendor. Okay? Remember, we always want to try to think of ways to remember things. And then we add an S and an S and then nothing. O-N-S-E-Z-E-N-T. That should sound familiar, just like our ER verbs. S, nothing. O-N-S-E-Z-E-N-T. S, nothing. O-N-S-E-Z-E-N-T. S, nothing. O-N-S-E-Z-E-N-T. And yes, it always has to be in order. You cannot put your VU in front of your new. You cannot put your to in front of your EL, or you cannot put your ELL in front of your to. Yes, you need to put your to in front of your ELL. I love verbs so much. I do. I love them because they're reliable and predictable. And even when they're not, they're often patterns to the irregular verbs as well. And every sentence needs one. S, nothing. O-N-S-E-Z-E-N-T. Now, if you listen to my intro video, you heard me say, my French teacher, Mademoiselle Cameron, said nothing, and I assumed il, elle, and on could not be used in a sentence with an RE verb because there was no ending for it. Yes, I was literal and concrete and kind of dense as a tween because I started in 7th grade. When it was like, oh, hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, Oh, there's just no ending because if she called on me to write an RE verb on the board, I would be like petrified. And I just stand there not writing anything. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with an RE verb? There's no ending for EL and L. Yeah, dumb but here. Yeah, I was like, there's no ending. How can I write it for the EL and L? Yeah. No, you just drop the ending and add nothing to the end. It's just VEND or PERD or ATTEND. It's also the smallest category. There aren't as many RE verbs. There you go. Fall in love because they're the best.